One that's on the log, one that's not on the log. I know there were some media inquiries last night about a weapons violation call from the area of 69th and Cliff. It's actually near 69th and Tanner Avenue, which is between Southeastern Drive and Cliff Avenue. This was a call around 8:42 last night where there were multiple witnesses calling in saying that there was a man walking around the neighborhood that was armed with an AR-15 rifle, as well as a couple handguns. One caller also said that the man had fired one round from the rifle, and also somebody else said that they were seeing the man pointing the rifle at houses in that neighborhood. Another witness reported that this man lived in the neighborhood and they saw him go back into his residence before the police arrived on scene. When we got to the scene, though, we did see the man walking in the area nearby. He was unarmed at that point and was able to be detained by officers. The man stated that he had a couple males that were nearby that had threatened him, looking to beat him up, as he said. He also said they had drove up to his near his residence and had guns on them as well. They said there were two men with two handguns outside, but upon talking to witnesses, we were unable to verify that happened at all. He did admit to arming himself after these quote-unquote people threatened him, but he did say that he did not fire off any shots in the neighborhood, though. He did state that when we checked that address, it was found to actually be a vacant address. So based on the totality of the circumstances and the witnesses' statements, the man was placed under arrest. He was lodged for one count at the jail for reckless discharge of a firearm and disorderly conduct. His last name is Nour, N-O-U-R, first name is Joshua, J-O-S-H-U-A, and middle of S-U-B-H-E. He's a 42-year-old Sioux Falls resident. Looking around in the area, we didn't find any property damage or any injuries to anybody at this time. Detectives were called in and later served a search warrant at his residence. Did recover a number of firearms and ammunition inside as well. So that is all I have for that one, unless anybody has any questions.
Where does the charge for reckless discharge come from? Is that just based on witness statements, or is there evidence that he did fire it?
Yeah, there was witness statements at that point, yeah, that multiple people had confirmed that he had fired off a round, I guess. Yeah, sounds like. Or at least, well, one witness for sure said that he did. Anything else?
I guess, do detectives plan on looking at video surveillance in the area then?
Yeah, there was actually a lot of citizens called in. We had video from one citizen nearby who had showed that he was walking armed with a rifle at that point. I don't know if there's more video to collect. I know there was some canvassing in the area last night trying to get what they could from people in the neighborhood.
So police were eventually actually able to see that he was carrying a weapon?
One video did show that he had what appeared to be a rifle around him, yeah.
It doesn't look like there'll be any other arrests. You said like the threats that he said he claimed, there weren't any evidence of that.
There's nothing to corroborate that at this point. There's some differences in the story from what he provided than what we got from witnesses, multiple witnesses on scene, so. Yep. The next incident that's not on the log is an injury rollover accident that happened last night. This was at the Monument over at 2400 block of North Drive around 9:40 last night. Witnesses reported there was a vehicle that was driving in the neighborhood that went eastbound through the barricade by the Monument, hit a concrete post, and then rolled multiple times. There are also multiple witnesses on scene that said the vehicle was traveling about 40 to 50 miles an hour prior to the collision. When officers got on scene, they saw a 2012 Chevy Cruze that had been in an obvious accident. There was a male driver and two female passengers. The female passengers were ages 27 and 28. All three were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries at this point. The investigation found that the driver, who was the male, was showing signs of impairment at the time of our investigation. He admitted to drinking alcohol and smoking marijuana prior to the collision. All three people went to the hospital, as I said. They were all later released due to their having non-life-threatening injuries. The driver of the vehicle, last name of V-E-R-M-A-S-S, or excuse me, V-E-R-M-A-A-S, spell that right, V-E-R-M-A-A-S, middle of Andrew, first name of Robert. He's a 25-year-old Sioux Falls resident, taken to jail for vehicular battery, 2 counts, DWI, reckless driving, and failure to maintain financial responsibility. That's all I got for that one. Any further?
What is the speed limit in that area? You said they're going 40. Do you know what that is?
I don't off the
Okay,
top of my
that's
head.
okay.
I'd assume that area where it's a cul-de-sac that ends by the monument probably has to be 20 to 25 miles an hour. Just, you know, it's a non-major street there. Going through the rest of the log, a couple of aggravated assault reports. One was a man that was stabbed with what was later found to be an ice pick. No arrest on that one. Also, one was a road rage incident with no arrests made. Burglaries, I think that was a business or an apartment building, excuse me. There was a disorderly conduct that I can touch on from, it was a business in the 5000 block of South Marion Road. This was around 4:43 p.m. yesterday evening. We got a report that a man had threatened to blow up a business after getting into a disagreement with an employee there. If I can get some further details here quick. Apparently he went into this business asking for a loan and been denied this loan and threatened to blow up the place afterwards. Officers were able to track him down later on and see what the details on that are here further. He made contact with Met as a residence and he was arrested for one count of terroristic threats. His last name is Carroll, Carroll. First name Richard, the middle of Kevin, common spelling for both. And he is a 57-year-old Sioux Falls resident. As far as the rest of the log, I have nothing noteworthy to go over unless anybody has any questions on anything else.
Do you have anything on that crash on I-29 in Louise last night?
Was it on the interstate?
Yeah, no, it was on,
On Louise?
it was on Louise.
Okay. Do you know what time on that one at all?
It was around 6, I think. Like 6:30, 7-ish.
Take some time to think here, so. Are you looking for this like specifics as far as the like injuries or stuff like that, or just I'm looking to see?
Yeah, if there's
The
any
report here
interviews,
quick.
what happened.
I think I found it here. So the vehicle was eastbound, attempted to turn left to go northbound on I-29. The vehicle failed to yield to westbound traffic, causing a collision at that location. The driver of the second vehicle is taken to the hospital with minor injuries. The driver of the first vehicle got a citation for improper left turn, failure to yield to oncoming traffic, and operating a vehicle without insurance. It was about 6:30 last night, 26 and I-29, yeah.
And no serious injuries?
Nope, no serious.
Barricade warning you that the road ends, or is it something else?
Yeah, so if you go up to that cul-de-sac, there's like a metal barricade around there with like concrete pillars, because it's kind of a wooded or field area behind that, so appearing it looks like it went right through the barricade and took one of those concrete pillars out as well.
So when you say they rolled over, does that mean kind of like down that hill
Yeah,
area?
heading east, yep.
And east?
Yep,
Gotcha.
heading east towards the monument, that's where the barricade is, and it kind of rolled that way, kind of heading towards Cliff there. Anything else? All right, thanks, have a good day.
Actually, one
Oh,
more
go.
thing. With the Rock the Country Festival this weekend and the increased traffic at the fairgrounds and the Premier Center with their shuttle, do you have any advice for like, just people like trying to get through that area
Yeah.
this weekend?
Yeah, we put out some information on Facebook this morning. The inside of that event is going to be handled by the Minnehaha County Sheriff's Office, but the perimeter area, there will be officers out there conducting like traffic control at the signal there at Madison and Louise. So the advice would be is that's going to be a congested area, I'm assuming, with about estimated 20,000 people plus per day. So it looks like a lot of people will be heading to that event. Take your time, give yourself some time to find a place to park if you're going to park nearby. Just expect that you might have to take a little extra time there and there to get where you need to be, especially if you're heading to that concert. So it's not like this will be like an all-day event. So depending on when you get there, you could probably determine how much time you need to let yourself have ahead of time. But just realize it might take a couple minutes to get where you need to go. Good. All right, thanks.